Welcome to the Queens of the DMV. I am one of your co-hosts, Cher Castillo, here with Arial Pegues.
Hey.
And Arnita Greene.
Hi.
And as always, follow us, subscribe to the Queens of the DMV on Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We are live and in your inbox every Thursday at 4 p.m. And for past episodes, you can find those all on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Today, we're talking about anxiety and how it's affecting work and play. So from three queens that deal with a lot of anxiety all the time, we're here to self-diagnose and dive in.
I love it.
And give you some tips on how to beat your anxiety. So what are some things, ladies, that you deal with on a daily basis that you would say that causes your anxiousness? Does it work related, family related? Like, where does it start for you?
Work.
What about work? What about it?
Real estate. I know everybody's not in real estate who subscribes to us, which is amazing. But right now, to me, it is definitely real estate. This market is crazy right now. And maybe a year or two ago, pre-COVID, we could write our offers. We can get them accepted because we know how to write our offers, ladies. Now, we got to be creative about offers.
Right.
And it's just, I think it's just frustrating because, our clients really want a house. And when you have been outbidded 3, 4, 5 times, when I'm not used to being outbidded that many times. Sorry, I feel the anxiety coming on right now. It gets to us. I think yesterday, I was very frustrated. And, I'm on a diet. I'm not eating. Usually I could go to drinking. I could go to a burger. But right now, it's a lot of built up energy right now. So, yesterday I was very frustrated. I was outbidded, and we submitted an amazing offer. No, I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you ladies, but I'm not going to tell everybody what we offered. But, when we're going over $20,000 over asking, not asking for much at all with limited things, and we still don't get it. I'm like, what are they putting in right now? So that's what my anxiety is.
Where is the anxiety rooted in not making your client happy and that you're in the offer? So that part is stressful to you, or is it? Yeah.
It's definitely two things. Me feeling like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Although I know I'm doing something right, I'm starting to question myself. And then, I have to call my client and let them down again.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
It just sucks. It really does right now.
What about you?
For me?
Yeah.
I would say more frustration than anxiety for me. And I wouldn't say that it's all rooted in business or real estate. For me, the anxiety just comes from being the backbone of my family. Everybody depending on me for everything. I could be dealing with this real estate issue that we have, and, I'll get a call from my mom or my brother or somebody like, oh, can you do this? We need your help with this. And it's just being stretched thin. Like my kids, my husband, they can't breathe without me. So it's just like, being the person for everyone. It's flattering, but also it gets tiring. Being stretched so thin across life itself, period. So for me, I would say the whole life structure gives me anxiety.
Huh? I said everything.
Yeah. It's just, and then having to juggle all of that. And then also having that other side where you have to show up and for your clients and make sure that you're delivering what you say you can deliver and helping them when they're offered contracts or whatever the case is. So I would just say the balance of life itself as a whole, even outside of business, gives me anxiety.
I think for me, I have mastered like anxiety to a certain degree. Like there are very few things that get me anxious right now because I always have this mantra in my head, like, you can only do what you can do, Cher.
Yep.
You can't be in control of everything. Like I have these like silent conversations kind of reiterating that I am only one person. But my anxiety, when I do have it, is always related to time.
Yep.
It's like I do it to myself. I can't blame anybody but me. You know, it's like I signed up for all this stuff and that I genuinely want to do and that I want to be a part of, but I have so many things to balance, including kids and, you know, family and work and, you know, everything outside of that that's extracurricular. And for me, it's like the time piece. It's like there's just never enough
time.
And it's like I'm always chasing the clock. Like even when I'm so organized, there's still not enough time. Definitely. And I'm like, when do I get to a place in my life where I have enough time?
When you're retired and done, that's when. Like that's a big one for me. I'm all over the area most of the time. I'm in Virginia, DC, Maryland, whatever the case is. And I literally wake up in a frenzy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I get up at 5 or if I sleep in and let's say I get up at 7 or 8. It's the same thing. And literally it's, you know, how can I get to this place and be there on time and still, you know, do what I need to do? And literally it starts when I open my eyes, that time anxiety, getting to everything and being on time and organized throughout the day.
Definitely.
Well, so the definition of anxiety is the feeling of fear, dread, and uneasiness. It may cause you to sweat, feel restless, tense, have a rapid heartbeat. It is a normal reaction to stress. For example, you may feel anxious and faced with a problem at work, before taking a test, before making a decision about something, an important decision, you may feel that anxiety. So anxiety is not always bad, but it is how you cope with it and how it's affecting you. So, you know, people have anxiety attacks. I remember I had my first anxiety attack in my 30s and I heard about this anxiety attack thing and I was like, oh, that'll never happen to me. What are they talking about? Like, and I remember like the day and I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, I was like literally gasping for air because I was just so anxious. Like, I'm like, and why am I living like this? I like immediately took myself to a therapist. I'm like, I cannot live like this. I cannot live in anxiety with this like overwhelming feeling of just like nervousness all the time. And, you know, some of the things that she helped me through was, you know, the kind of like the mantra that I was sharing with you guys. And that's, you know, you can only do what you can do, Cher. Like, I know you think you can do it all, but sometimes you know, you're not going to get the 22 things you thought you were going to get done in one day. And that's okay. And it's very hard for me to be like, that's okay though. Because if I have 22 things and I only checked off 18, I feel like a complete failure. I'm like, why didn't I get those other 4 things done? You know, like, and I squeeze it in. And then the balancing of like spending time with your family and then the guilt associated with like your kids when they're like, Mommy, you're always on the phone. Mommy, you're writing a contract again. Mommy, I'm like, oh gosh, I just can't win. Like,
and it's crazy how they know what you're doing. Oh, you're writing a contract again? And it makes you feel even worse.
No, because when they're putting on those nice shiny shoes and we're going on this vacation, this is what the contract brought you.
They still don't care.
Like, we can do these things is because mommy is working. That's why we can do these things. I always remind them, don't criticize. Even though it's our job to balance, but listen, you know, for the older kids, because, you know, I have older kids. And when they start making those comments, I'm like, you do want to go here, right? You do want these shoes or this, phone or this computer. Like, how do you think this stuff gets purchased? I have to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of things, I will say that I have a personality of pleasing, always trying to please everybody. I'm working on that. I really am. I want to stop always trying to be, to please everybody, because I can't please everybody, so that is a struggle of mine that I'm still working on, and I'm in therapy for. So, to work through those. And that is another reason why sometimes the anxiety pops up, because I just always feel like, I'm letting somebody down. Well, I need to work. So that's just a struggle that I just have to work on myself.
You said something that was really key. You said you were in therapy, and I just want people to understand that therapy isn't bad. There's this stigma on therapy where people are like, oh, she's in therapy for that, or that it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's really not. It's really you working on the scenario or working on what you feel might affect your quality of life.
Yeah.
And really, I'm just going to be transparent and honest. I'm in therapy too. And this is something that I have been continuously working on, is anxiety, because I want everything like right now. I hate when something takes a long time. That gives me anxiety. I hate bad communication. I hate repeating myself. These are things that give me anxiety, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so everybody gives you anxiety.
Yeah. No, for real. It does. So some of the symptoms that made me realize that I had an anxiety issue is sweating. Let's say I've lost something and I'm trying to look for it. I start sweating. A new one, now that I'm a little bit older, is I have to pee. When I get anxiety, I have to pee.
Really?
So I have to instantly use the bathroom. And that's crazy, because you might not be somewhere where you can do all of that. And then I would say the third one, which is new for me, is a headache. So, when I start I call it fantasizing, but when I start rehearsing and wanting certain things to go a certain way, and I'm really fantasizing, it needs to be like this. And let's say it didn't turn out like that, even though it was still good, I have anxiety because it didn't turn out the way I fantasize it or rehearsed it. So
mine would be the lack of concentration. Like, all of a sudden I can't concentrate on anything when I'm anxious. I'm like, how was I doing 12 things at one time before, but now I can't even do one thing? Like, how did it go from 0 to 60 like that? I just can't concentrate. I'm like, there's way too many things running through my mind. I keep thinking about how I'm running out of time. I'm just running out of time. So I have to refocus and say, okay, take a breath, lay down for a minute, even if it's 10 minutes, and just regroup and refocus, because I won't get anything done if I'm just completely all over the place.
Oh, I lose sleep like that. You can catch me not sleeping. I'm I could probably do you 4 hours. That's it.
4 hours of sleep?
Yeah, I don't sleep. I'm constantly my mind doesn't shut down, unfortunately.
So I'm doing much better with that. I remember, let's say about 2 months ago, I did not sleep at all. And now I shut everything down at a certain time. I mean, I'm so good with it now. You taught me that, Ariel.
I know, but I get into like Cher says, I get into my times where I'm really good at that, and then I'm overloaded with stuff, and then now I've gotten away from. Then I get away from things that I need to do, and then right now I'm on burnout mode. I've been working nonstop. Well, first of all, everybody had the world shut down. We did not shut down in 2020. We kept going. We were showing. I got busier in 2020 than I normally am. And so with that said, you had 2020, and then we just segued right into 2021, which is basically 2020 junior, and with that said, we're already, almost in May, and it's the same thing. I'm not complaining in a sense of where I am in business and life, but what I do need is a break in between, or some type of time where I need to, kind of shut everything down. You all have had vacations. I haven't.
You need a vacation.
Yeah. So I need to hit the reset button. So the fact that I haven't hit the reset button right now, that's where I am. I'm crossing the sands of burning out, basically.
Yeah. And that's never a good thing. You have to rejuvenate. Like, that's number one thing.
Yep.
It's just been so hard to do that with COVID and not being able to travel the same way and just being so busy overall, but you have to take that time. Otherwise, everyone's going to feel it. Everyone's going to get it if you don't take that time.
Yep. Next step for me is hospital. And I've been there before on burnout. So I can't let myself get that deep in where I'm not paying attention to the signs.
Right.
So what are some signs that you guys see when you know that you're reaching like that breaking point? Are there different things that keep happening, or is it just kind of falls upon you all at one time?
That, and I start getting headaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main sign that I know that I'm doing too much, because I'm having migraines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I noticed that last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I made it a point to make sure that I really go on vacation as much as I can now, because the doctor said it was because of stress.
Yeah. Stress related.
Yeah.
Mine is concentration. So when my concentration level goes down, because I'm a very concentrated person, when my concentration level starts to vary too much, or it's all over the place, that's a sign for me.
Yeah.
That's a big sign for me.
So what are some things
I can't focus? So for me, I'm not, making this up.
Mm-hmm.
Our talks and us being able to connect and also be able to kind of just vent to each other
and laugh.
That helps me to be able to talk to somebody, and not necessarily a therapist, but somebody that understands what's happening.
Yeah.
I'll call you in the middle of the day, Arnita, and just have a whole earful for you.
Yeah.
So we do that to each other.
Well, even our text messages that, we're all on, and it's something, and we all just cracking up. It's neat. Right. And I don't think the three of us realize it. That, I might not say, y'all, I'm having a bad day, but just that quick text message and we're cracking up, it makes a big difference. It does.
And the fact that you guys can relate, because me telling someone that doesn't have a similar lifestyle or career, they're just not going to get it, right? Like, I can come home and vent to Darren, and he's probably going to be like, yeah. But you guys get it. You're dealing with the same volume, the same type of, clientele, all of that in the same areas. So you're understanding exactly what this specific market is doing, and just having that listening ear and guidance behind it makes a world of a difference. It's like, it's part of the release process,
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully other people out there listening have that same type of, or if they don't, have a group like that, find a group like that where they can too vent, and there's relatability there as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that's the big part of it. Just having the relatability, and also just having that common ground that we all have with each other, and know, like, okay, this is what's going on, and how to actually comfort you. Because you might be like, yeah, this deal fell apart. This is crazy. And I'm like, girl, you're going to get 10 more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you'll get 10 more deals to replace that one that fell apart. Yeah. But the person on the outside of our business might not think like that. They might be, they might not think positive or give you encouragement the way that another agent would.
Yeah. The other big thing is eating, right? Like, so I'm a complete foodie. I love to eat. I love to cook. But during the day, I may not eat a thing. Like, I'm going so back to back, and I refuse to eat fast food. So I'm just like in total starvation mode, messing up my metabolism, which then probably creating some other level of anxiety. So what I started doing, shout out to Meals and Deals, okay? I started a meal prep to get my life together because I know I wasn't going to meal prep.
Oh, I was about to say, you do it or you go to
No. Not job number 13.
I was about to say, Cher, what are you doing?
No, I have subscribed to this meal prep and I started a week ago, and I was very like, I don't know if this is going to work because first of all, like, is the food going to taste good? I had like so many reservations about it. And then I know my man too. He only wants to eat the food that I cook. And so I was like, this could be a whole bad situation. So I tried it and it's been amazing. Like I order enough food for lunch and dinner, for during the week mostly, not really the weekends. Okay. But then I can just grab the container, go with me. It's healthy food. I'm getting like my carbs, protein, all that good stuff. And I know what calories I'm eating. I don't have to, only dilemma is if I'm out at 12 and I need a microwave, right? Like I might have to find a microwave, but it's been awesome. And I feel the difference. Like I feel the difference in the way that I feel every day. Like, a lot of times when you don't eat, you're hangry. And I would be like, I'm something bad right now.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I haven't eaten anything. I haven't even drank water. So it's just like even just taking care of yourself and living a more well-balanced lifestyle. And then, and being okay with the fact that you had to order a meal prep, and not feeling guilty about things like that. Because I don't know, I'm old school, so I feel guilty about stuff like that. But
you're taking some things off of your plate to make you and your family a little happier, a lot happier, or just hiring a maid to clean up instead of, me cleaning. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. But I love that about the meal prep. I've done it before. It's been a while since I have done it. So I haven't thought about it lately. So
that's a good tip. I've been doing it for about 3 months now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a really good tip. It's convenient. My chef that I use is Chef Anthony DC. Mm-hmm. He's a vegan chef. He can also prepare some really high protein meals, but I have been doing pescatarian, and he's really good with targeted diets. But yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with everything you said, Cher. Like that helps also the organization of how the day is going. Mm-hmm. It also helps your mood. If I've eaten, I might not react the same to certain things, and I just started actually carrying a canister of water in my car, mm-hmm. also because I legit got dehydrated in 2020 driving around from place to place, and then realized at the end of the day that I didn't drink any water. Oh, yeah. Like literally. So I started keeping water in my car just so I could have something to drink because I spend the most time there. Yeah. And so, I might not have time to stop at a gas station and get a bottled water or whatever. So I keep water now in a canister, and it's a tin can. So what happens is if you put hot contents in it, it'll stay hot. If you put cold in there, it'll stay cold. And I just drink from that all day. It's a gallon. So, if I'm in my car and it's a really busy showing day, I have something to drink in the car. Mm-hmm. And then, you can pack your meals or whatever the case is. But yeah, I mean, I literally snacks, all kinds of stuff, just so you're not relying on having to stop somewhere that's unhealthy to eat. Because all of that stuff contributes to anxiety, believe it or not.
And I'm back in kickboxing. I'm loving it.
Okay.
I leave.
The gym helps. The gym helps too.
Thank you, Cher and Ariel. Thank y'all for pushing me because, I now have an extra set of workout clothes in the car. Mm-hmm. Last week, I went at 4:00, and when I'm supposed to be showing, I showed a house, went to kickboxing real quick. I did an hour and then I was back out at 6 showing another house. So, but I needed that. Mm-hmm. So now I said, okay, you're going to keep closing, another day, one day I did 12 o'clock. So it's needed now that I do that. And it has definitely been not only a stress reliever, but of course, I'm trying to keep up with y'all.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like you two really like pushed me to get back in the gym. I've been an athlete all my life, but life takes a turn and you get sidetracked or railroaded, and then you start just focusing on other things. But I realized that working out and maybe doing some type of physical activity really also helps with my anxiety. It's the first thing I do in the morning. I can't work out in the evening. My ADD has gone like south by the time 5 o'clock comes. Yeah. But when I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I do to kind of give myself a little push, a little energy now. And like I said, both of you guys have contributed to that, because I just started going back probably at the end of January, and it's really helped me manage things. It's really helped me with, just the anxiety level, all of the things that we don't think are helping us are. It does. And that really is one of the things that I realized that I needed, especially when 2020 hit and all the gyms were closed. And I mean, you really had to work out at your house. That's when I realized I really needed that workout session.
Definitely.
The most.
I have a request. If you could teach us some tennis when the weather breaks.
Sure. You know I always can.
I'm serious.
We can do that at the country club, ladies.
Yes.
Sure thing. I'll put y'all on my schedule.
Please.
Squeeze us in, please.
Yeah. When you come back from vacation.
Yes. Nothing's getting done right now.
The other thing that's really helpful too, which I mean, I'm going to preach, but I haven't really taken my own advice on this, is because I wake up like you, Ariel. I wake up like in the morning like, and Darren's always like, can you stop that? He's like, stop making me.
I don't wake up like that, y'all.
I wake up like in a panic every day, and for no reason.
Oh, shit.
I don't know why I wake up like that, but I do. And he's always like, you need to just, even if it's 5 minutes, just go meditate for 5 minutes. Like, just take the time, even if it's not a long period of time. And I hear that so much. I've heard that from my therapist before too. Like, just, sit down somewhere quiet, gather your thoughts, think about, the things that went right yesterday and the things that you're going to do amazing today. It doesn't have to be like your, signature meditation or your typical meditation, so to speak. Like, make it your own, but just take that time for yourself and kind of move into the day that way versus what me and Ariel do. Why
don't, because you always leave your workout to the end of the day. Why don't you do it in the morning? Because I found that helps too.
Last week I did. I woke up every day last week and worked out at 7. But because I am a night owl, that is my issue. So unlike you ladies, I have no problem sleeping, but I need my 7 hours. So if I go to bed at 1, that means I'm not waking up till 8. And then by the time 8's there, like, I feel like I have to get my work day started.
Yeah.
Last week I started going to bed earlier, like at 12, not really that much earlier, but like at 12 and waking up at 7 and working out then. And that worked out really well for me. I felt like I got more accomplished in my day. And I didn't have to worry about like working out, like squeezing that in at the end of the day. But then there's weeks where I just can't do that. I have like super early morning appointments, and I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock with y'all.
Oh, no. I don't wake up at 5 o'clock.
No, I don't. I've started pushing the time back, but now kickbox is at 7:30 a.m. So it works. Yeah. So I do.
One thing I do too is I try not to talk to anybody until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That has helped me. And I want to say I just started doing that about 2 years ago. Okay. It's because, number one, I'm not a morning person. I'm trying to gather myself, and also the way that I wake up. So it's not good for me to talk to somebody straight out of bed or, first thing in the morning, especially if it's a problem. Like, I need to have my gym. I need to get my kids situated. Then, I'm having maybe a cup of coffee. That has transitioned. I stopped drinking coffee as much, but I'm gathering myself for those 2-3 hours, to be honest. And then I think about it this way: the earlier I wake up, the more things I'm trying to fit in my day too.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I wake up at 5, then I have this thought in my head, like I should have all of this done by the end of my workday because I got up at 5.
Right.
So I just stopped doing that because I'm doing more, in that time frame versus, still waking up at that time, but not actually talking to anybody until 9. My phone is off. I can get emails out. I can do a lot of stuff. And especially at night too.
Yeah.
It's just that 9 to 5 window, that 9 to 6 window. I feel like my phone is off the chain and emails. And it's just like you have an obligation to answer within those hours.
Right.
You do, yeah.
So I'm kind of getting away from that traditional, I guess everybody says they have to get started at 5 a.m. I mean, I'm getting started, but not with work. I'm getting started with my life.
Yeah, I don't think work should start at 5. I think other things, workout, meditation, those things at 5, not straight goings. Because I've done that before, and that doesn't help anything. To me, it just makes the day still go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other thing they say to do is just take a moment, like when you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a moment, step back and take some deep breaths and, regroup. And even if that's 10 deep breaths and that takes you extra 3 minutes out of your day, like it really does make a difference. I mean, I am telling you what to do, even though I don't do it myself. But I really am going to try after this episode take the guidance into consideration, because the smaller things that we did talk about do help. I mean, I don't know if I can give up coffee, Ariel. Like I do.
Yes.
I didn't give it up now. It's just I don't drink it every day.
Mm.
Yeah, I never drink it every day, but there's days I wake up, I need it, and I gotta have it. Like I need that boost. But they do say that caffeine contributes to anxiety, so it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, do you do it, and then it kind of guides anxiousness for the day, or do you not do it, and then you're kind of, I don't know. There's I guess there's balance with that.
Do what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I had just like we had started talking in the beginning, Arnita, where you were like you're a people pleaser and it gives you anxiety when you might look at a situation where you could be failing in that. Mm-hmm. I kind of just stop, just kind of putting pressure on myself in that sense.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed too that this business can aid you. If you worry about every little thing, if you, kind of just are, putting weight on the details. If something doesn't work out, I've learned to just move on quickly.
Yeah.
And move on quickly in a better direction or, advising my client something different, but I'm able to shake off losses better nowadays than I used to be able to do. Mm-hmm. It's just dealing with the anxiety that comes with it. Like, what are your methods of shaking things off?
Right. Yeah. I don't do it quick. I hate that, and my husband tell me all the time, let it go.
Let it go. Yep.
Yeah. So, it's when you think about now I do say, a lot of times I might harper on it all day long. And then the next day, I do get up and I'm better, but then, it might come back but I just need to let stuff go.
Right.
Let it go. Yeah.
That's a big one. Letting it go. Just letting it go. Because you can't win every deal. You can't win every situation.
Right.
And sometimes you have to take an L, and it's just about just moving on. I think that's just the entrepreneur, theme of, letting it go and moving on and just, basically on to the next.
Yeah, definitely. I get it.
So what are we going to do different moving forward now?
Who's going to ask that? We got to make a pact to do it. I mean, like, we can't just talk about this today and then, we haven't did it. So We're going to have to make a pact that whichever what we say we're going to do, we're going to do it.
So you guys are going to sleep at least 6 hours a night, right?
Yes.
At least.
Ariel, come on.
To eat.
I'm going to try. Yeah.
Yes.
Multiple times a day.
We're going to have to push ourselves to do that. At least twice a day.
Right.
Work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've gotten good at that.
We're all good with that now.
Meditate.
I'm going to work on it.
Take time for ourselves.
Yes.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that one.
Even if it's just getting your nails done, for an hour out the day or whatever, getting a facial.
And I feel like that's a task now. I'm so sick of
it. It is. It's a task.
Nails done, really?
I don't like getting it done anymore, but I have to.
Right.
I always get an extra foot massage at the end. So I'm like.
Manicure, okay. I mean, the pedicure, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So whatever it does, whatever you do to pamper yourself, I mean, whether it's a massage, I told myself I'm going to start treating myself to a massage once a month to help with like stress, anxiety related issues.
Oh, I'll tell y'all what I did start treating myself to, my lashes.
Oh, really? How do you like them?
I love it. I didn't want to do it because it was an added expense.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say my lash girl takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I literally am snoring.
Yeah.
And it feels amazing, y'all. She sings in your ear. She's absolutely amazing. And I have to say that is I would rather do that than get my nails done now. For an hour and a half to 2, I am asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I got mine done for the first time Saturday too, and I fell asleep.
Yep, it's perfect. So I will say that has helped. That is something that I that's a pleasure that I really want to do. That I love to do every month.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I'm not trying to be funny.
What?
But, does sex take away your anxiety?
It makes me feel better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it makes everybody feel better.
Yeah, and even if we don't feel like doing it, because we don't feel like doing it all the time,
right?
But afterwards, yes, definitely calm.
I found that helps a lot.
Maybe we need to start doing it in the middle of the day now, though.
Well, I already told you to schedule it.
Yes.
I
think it would help me in the middle of the day.
Time to take your mind off of certain things. Yeah.
Right. Yes. But this is a good episode, y'all.
Yeah. And before we end, let's talk a little bit about our new weekly social media thing that we're doing. Queens of the Week.
Love it.
I love that.
This week, we are going to be featuring queens that are doing big things, not only in the DMV, but beyond the DMV, but we want to feature women that are making an impact on our community, impact in their industry, that have worked very hard to get to where they are today. So if you're listening, please, tag us, or tag a queen that would be an amazing queen of the week. We would love to feature them on our social media and potentially on our show as well.
And we're definitely watching. We're looking for you.
So as always, tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. Our episodes drop at 4 p.m. every Thursday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. But don't just listen, subscribe as well, and share and tag a friend to subscribe too. Until next time, this is Cher Castillo signing off with my co-hosts, Ariel and Arnita.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Next time.